yet another edition of the Hockey Republic. We are laughing today because we have a different producer. Hata ukitoki ya kutudirect hana na iko tu nyuma yake.
Iko tu nyuma yake. Anyway, tutasurvive tu na yeye hapo.
How are you?
Niko salama sana. Niko sawa.
Let me put you some tea. You seem to
Nataka kuniwekea chai.
Hii mtungi yote lazima tumalize leo.
Sawa, haina shida. SK leo ametusort vizuri sana.
Ametusort vizuri sana. Ile baridi umetoka nayo huko kwako, sitaki kusema ni wapi. Watu wasikuje kukutembelea.
Kula milimani.
Acha ni safu pia producer wetu. Asiseme tumemwacha.
Na sasa wale wako nyumbani watapata chai aje?
Wakuje SK guest house. Hapa tu Nairobi. Hii chai si pesa mingi. Usione kama hii mtungi ni 1,000. Haijafika hata 1,000.
Yeah.
So tutakunywa polepole. Hii tutapea producer acha tumpitishie. Akunywange
tu polepole.
Hatutamtaja kwa sasa ni nani. Tutamjua baadaye. Anyway, that is where we are. Hope you had a good week.
Yeah. I'd say I thank God.
Okay.
It was a tough week, I think, for me, but nime survive.
That's nice.
Nashukuru God. And yeah, I'm always looking forward to the Saturday shows.
Yes. Every day it reaches Friday, my mind switches completely.
Yeah.
And I think it's now switched even to Thursday. Because Thursday, we are working, just thinking of content and how it will go now. And thanks to our behind the scenes guys who always ensure that, you know, we are looking good and everything is going on well.
Yeah.
As you can see today, we don't have a guest because we said once in a month we should just sit and analyze the week, how it was.
Yeah. And also engage our fans at home.
Yes.
You know, most of the time we don't give them a chance to send in messages.
Yes.
And we've been talking about having a phone-in system.
Yes.
I think it's high time to elect.
Yeah, that will soon come in.
Yeah.
And remember, you can just engage with us for now on our social media handles, be it HOCKEYKE, be it Hockey Kenya, be it even on the YouTube, the Hockey Republic page. All of these channels are open for now that you can use.
True.
Simon has his phone here, so there's even a WhatsApp number scrolling down on your screen. That is one thing that you can we can use.
Yeah.
Yes. Today we are discussing several issues. We'll start from Kenya. We'll look at East Africa. And of course, as we promised you, we are doing a countdown, 29 days
to the Olympics. Lakini sasa unajua countdown, it's disappointing because hatuko Olympic.
But still, it's good to look at it because we're even going to look at Kenya. Today we are just going to talk about the history about it.
I think we should also start a countdown for the junior.
Yes,
Africa
we should.
Junior Cup.
We should. In fact, it's good you've mentioned that. So we can start from there. Or let's talk about the league. It's still uncertain when it's going to start.
Yes.
But I've had several teams are already, gone back to training and they're training. What's your thoughts? What is keeping us from doing this?
I spoke to the people within the union. The plan is there. The plan for the league is there. But there are a couple of proposals.
This was like a month ago.
No.
Even me, I spoke to one of the executives, and that's the same thing I had.
The conversation I had with them was 2 weeks ago when we went to do some interviews with the under-21 coaches and also players. From the conversation we had off camera is we have 2 proposals for the league. Okay, 2 major proposals. One is for a single leg league. The other one is to have a 2-leg league pools. But it's something
that is like the old system.
Yes.
How it used to be.
It has to be discussed. It has to be thoroughly looked at because,
but we've done it, so it shouldn't be something that...
It's quite tricky. It's quite tricky because, some teams are stating that they are not ready to come back and play due to training issues. Other one is financial constraint. Remember that most of the players who play in the clubs are university students. and most of the universities are not yet back into full sessions.
Yeah.
Others cannot be able to run the clubs because of financial constraints as well.
Yeah.
You know, most of the clubs are self-sponsored.
But Premier is the main thing. How many teams are in Premier?
12.
University.
University teams.
Yeah. USIU.
Yeah, you have USIU, you have Strathmore.
Strathmore. KCA dropped, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's only Strathmore and USIU.
Yeah.
Strathmore have been training. Even Kusa, which is currently ongoing, but I think it also had teething issues.
Yes.
Because specifically hockey, it's not yet kicked off.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know about USIU, but if you ask me, I think a one-way league is much better, so that everything is compressed. We end the league. Let us at least play some hockey. Alternatively, and I don't know why we are not going that route. I think for me, the other way is for the other leagues, the other teams in the other leagues, the best way is to have tournaments. Have the counties engage the different organized tournaments. For example, Bungoma Farmers, who are in the National League, they can organize a sevens kind of a thing, so that the circuit kind of goes round. I mean, if Safari Rally is being held, and sorry to say this, but we are even having people from Uganda coming, crossing over.
You know what I think about the rally?
Yeah.
I'm foreseeing another lockdown, sorry to say.
Yeah.
Because the numbers that are there, you know, we are watching this on the live broadcast.
Yeah.
You look at the viewpoints where guys are going. Most of them are not observing
The COVID
the
rules.
COVID protocols.
Yeah.
So if there is another lockdown and bado hatujaanza kucheza ligi,
Yeah.
so does it mean that sasa mwaka itaisha kama hatujacheza even a single tournament? Because I mean, you look at the numbers that have gone to Naivasha,
Yeah.
and they are from all over the country,
Yeah.
which means they have to disperse again.
But Simon, let's be honest. Well, you kind of have a point. I mean, looking at Uganda, and this is where we just mix these two things here together. Uganda had to hold their league because of, is it their second wave or their third wave? Must be their second.
Third wave, because it's the Indian variant.
Yeah, and so they had to halt the league. In fact, there was a Zoom conference yesterday, but that was about Olympics. And I actually wanted to ask the team on that other side why, you know, what's the future? Because they just said it's been postponed, so we don't know when it is going to come back next. Yeah, so it's a dicey issue. I know it's something that, you know, even not just teams, because there's the teams preparedness, there's agreeing on the format of play, and we also have to look at, you know, the different dynamics that come with it, because even in the stadium, how are we going to play? Or rather, how are we going to accept, but you know, guys to come watch the games? Definitely no. And so even with this, the different teams, again, they are not in a bubble, so you can't really contain it. So it's a really dicey issue. Yeah, and it's expensive to maintain. You know, having players being checked for COVID every now and then, it's going to be a very expensive affair. So very tricky.
Yeah,
it is. You have in their hands.
It is, but I have a feeling one of the reasons as to why the league is not yet up and running is down to the clubs, the teams and the clubs. As I said, even those self-sponsored clubs, you know, a bulk of their players are university students, as I said.
Yeah.
Look at, for example, Western Jaguars. Even a club like Wazalendo has university students in it. Most of them, I don't think they are even if they're back to Nairobi, they are not good financially to come and participate.
Yeah.
The other thing you also need to consider is we have the under-21s who are preparing for a tournament due in August.
Yeah.
So they also need to be given priority, because the only training days they can get is Saturday and Sunday. And most of the under-21s, if not all, are students.
Yeah.
And they travel from Mombasa, from Kisumu, from all over. So how will we balance the two?
Yeah.
Because the trainings we've gone there, the ladies train in the morning, the gents, the boys train mid-morning to afternoon.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon they organize friendlies.
Yeah.
So hata ligi kirudi, it
The
means
time
that
again. But when is under 21? August?
Yeah, August.
From 21st thereabout, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So we have a month to prepare them.
Yeah.
So if we decide to play the league, it means that the league has to be played in the afternoons and evenings.
Yeah.
Once the under-21s have trained.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we decide to go that route, then it means that we will have few league matches being played at City Park.
Yeah.
At the same time, as I said, you have to look at the financial constraint of many clubs. They are in the Premier League now. We have a distribution of clubs from Mombasa all the way to Western.
Yeah.
So, and the only club that is in the league and is in Mombasa is MSC.
Yeah.
How many matches will they come to play in Nairobi?
At least every time they come, they have to play two.
If we decide now it's a one leg, does it mean that we send most of the clubs down to the coast?
Of course, it's something that has to be balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, depends with the financial capability of a club.
Of a club.
Yeah. And how do you determine that?
Yeah.
Because technically we don't have, there's no club that has a main sponsor. Let's leave the universities alone. Universities aside, there's no other university that, or other club that has a full sponsorship.
Yeah. If you look at it from that angle, you sort of understand why it has taken long for the league to start.
Yeah.
Because from here where we sit,
from
guys at home where they sit, it's so simple, it's so easy and simple to
say we want
hockey Rudy, and say KHU is not doing anything. But kuna hizi factors zote you have to consider. We might assume that fine, an institution like Kenya Police can be able to afford the league, but who's to say that we know whether the finances are there, because it's a government institution. Hatujui kama hiyo pesa ilibudgetiwa.
Ambaye alikataa akasema hii hockey wacha ikae. Haitusaidii kwa sasa.
Or
Mirira skumwe Marsabit.
Ndio hiyo. So unajua it's a difficult situation, because tunapenda kujicompare na other sports like football and stuff. If you talk to guys in football, they also tell you it's also difficult, especially the ones who don't have sponsors. You remember you telling us the same thing. If you don't have a sponsor, it's very difficult to play in the league. And that's why you saw those two clubs pull out of the league. So we have to consider that. But I like that idea of having tournaments being played. But still, remember, right now when you're organizing something, you have to involve
the Ministry of Health.
So it's also...
But it's on a county level basis. So I think it's
even if it's on a county level basis, you still have to engage. Because to them it's a gathering. And they've already given categories of sports to be played and up to what level. Okay? So if, let's say, for example, Nairobi County want to hold a tournament, they have to engage the Ministry of Health. They have to give numbers. Okay? And then now they can proceed. It's not as simple as we used to do at you call people and then
tucheze hockey too.
It has to follow protocol, because at the end of the day, who will come under fire? It will be the union.
It will be the union. Yeah, that's true.
See county association, union.
It's the union. I want us to go to Uganda, and this is in regards to Olympics. We have how many days to go? 29 days to go. I'm trying to look at for that.
Yeah, as you look for it, we have Danko who's watching. Thank you, Danko. Danko says, we just need proper planning and the league can be back. If we wait for everything to be back to normal, then we might resume in 2024. Let's start with what we have and move on.
Yeah.
I agree. We need to start with what we have.
Yeah.
But as I said, at the same time, it's all clubs, all players to come in and say, we are ready to move on with what we have. Otherwise, if you have one or two clubs who are willing to move, can you have a league with 2 clubs?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
And how are you going to handle that situation? Because you always have to have, you've said something that is really important. Yes, we can say, oh, there are 2 clubs playing in the Premier League, which are schools, but even these other clubs have university students who play in that.
A bulk of the players are usually university students.
So it's a very tricky thing.
And one thing, Pia, we forget, there are people who are seriously affected by COVID.
Yeah.
To an extent that now, it's difficult for them to come back to the sport.
Yeah.
If you talk to a lot of guys, a lot of guys are like, I'm not ready to come back to play.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm not fit.
Yeah.
It's because I have to sort out
a few things
first, so that I can come back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, COVID may affect not only the economy but also the player themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back will come back, but it will not be the same. I'm sure most of the players who used to play will not see the need to come back and play.
Yeah.
Because even that training session, kuna wale wenye haoni. Yeah. Kuna wale unajaribu kuwasukuma wakuje training, they won't train. Yeah.
You're a coach. How many is your team?
Right now I don't have a team.
You don't have a team.
Right now I don't have a team.
But if you play, how many times a week has your club?
Okay, they train. Personally, I don't go to training there because of work-related issues.
Yeah.
But they do train 3 times a week, including Saturday. Like right now, Saturday morning, they go for a morning run.
Yeah.
But
morning run. Good.
Park road lazima ukwe fit. So, but you look at the numbers, they are not the same as they were pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Unajua? Yeah. So hiyo ni kitu tunafaa to consider pia.
Yeah.
That personal lives are also affected by this issue.
Yeah.
So I agree with Danko, we need to start, but at the same time, we need to move as a block.
Yeah.
It's where we have 2 or 3 clubs who want to play and are ready to play.
Yeah.
But the rest of the 9 clubs,
Awako.
Ama
train. Wacheza tu na under 21. It is still fine.
Yeah.
It's a good training ground for them.
Unajua pia league lazima ikuwe interesting. Hatuwezi kuwa na league ya team 3, itakuwa boring. Like for example, I wanted to see how MSC will perform in the Premier
League.
And also the Super League will have been interesting
for a while. Close to 4 years now. Yeah.
And I also wanted to see the Super League because unajua Super League, it has now big clubs.
Yeah.
Kuna KCA, kuna Nairobi City Union, kuna Parklands pale ndani, Park Road wa promoted, JKOT wa promoted. So Vita pia wako pale.
Very interestingly.
In fact, my thinking is Super League would have been more interesting to watch than the Premier.
Yeah. But it's always been. It's always been. Yeah. It's always been. Not that Premier League is not the in thing, but
because in the Super League, any team can be beaten by any other team.
Yeah. Good. Let's move now to Olympics, and with 29 days to go, we promised you that we are going to start looking at some Olympics history, and today we just want to lay down the basics. Now, the inaugural Olympic hockey competition, this is for the men, was held in 1908 in England. This was the first time. And get this, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales competed separately. Yeah, meaning it was like against each other, with only Germany and France joining the competition.
So they were not GB by then.
No, they were not. They were individual
but
countries.
Nowadays
The players won. Yeah.
But it must be difficult for them getting a team because you look at those nations. They are 5 or 6.
They are 6. Are they 6? No, they are England, Ireland, Scotland. They are 4.
4.
Yeah.
So you look at the 4. Where do you get the majority of the players?
Yeah. Tricky. Where do you go to them? Because it becomes a different issue. Because you don't know where to start. You don't know how to do things. Yeah. You don't know how things are, how things will flow. So that is it. Anyway. Yeah.
So sorry, my battery is dying. So okay. Yeah, just continue.
1908 is when we started. But then, after that first appearance in London, it was subsequently, dropped from to the 1912 Stockholm games were not. We didn't have hockey there, but after that, in 1920 is when hockey reappeared again after pressure from the Belgian hockey advocates. Having omitted again in 1924 Paris. Now, FIH, which was formed in 1924, was not ready then to organize Olympics or other teams that will go to Olympics, because but then after that, hockey was then granted entry or participation again in 1928. That was in Amsterdam. Now, from then on, hockey has been there. Now, this is a very interesting statistics. India is the most successful country.
Hockey nation.
Yes.
How many?
With 8 Olympic gold medals.
8?
Yes, all of which were won between, first of all, the men in 1928 and 1980.
The good old days.
Yes, the good old days.
So sorry guys for the technical hitch. My mic's batteries
these things out. Happen.
Yeah, they happen.
Zinafaa zikunywe mtungi ya chai hapa.
Hii mzinga ya chai. Na ungeyekelea kwa meza ndio tuone kama mtu kama Danko anaweza kuja kunywa.
Atakunywa tu. Akuje tu atakunywa.
Yeah, so now they've been the most successful, and then they dropped. How many have we won as Kenya?
Actually, India and Pakistan, because even Pakistan hockey dwindled, because after India we have Pakistan, who are their greatest rivals, having enjoyed incredible success, winning 3 gold medals, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze. That was between 1956 and 1976. Again, 80s. After 80s now, we now had the likes of Australia, Netherlands, Germany, Great Britain then when they came together, Argentina, now starting to, coming on board on the same.
What happened is most of the teams changed how they run their sports. If you look at the European countries nowadays, they are very structured and serious on how they run their sports. I think you remember our show with Kagochi was talking about it. And back then, the countries who are more athletic, like Kenya, more athletic and skillful, who had more athletic and skillful players, were usually winning stuff, were usually winning cups. Unakumbuka hata in football, the likes of Brazil, they were dominating because it was all about skill and physicality and athleticism. But now the Europeans brought about the issue of structures, patterns, studying opponents, and that's why you see there is that shift Even now you find that the European countries and let's say Australia, they are dominating because to them it's not only about flair, skill and athleticism. It's all about structures and that. So now sisi na kina India, we took a lot of time shifting. And you even look at us right now, most African countries, we are yet to shift to the new ways of coaching.
From skills.
Skills are a tool. It's a tool you use to get out of a situation. But most of the time when even coaching, you coach in a certain pattern. Even when you're scouting the opponent, you look for patterns. How is the ball being?
And how are they going to fit in?
Yes. How are you going to counter these patterns? That's why sometimes you find that coaches use now skillful players as the last resort because probably the opponent coach has countered every other move you have. So the point is, India now wameanza sasa kuingia the new ways of the new system.
And of late they've been playing quite well.
Yes, they are performing really well. So hata sisi wenyewe as Kenya, if we want to go now to the top, from club level to the national level, we need to start changing the way we do our coaching. For example, kama ni set piece, let's stop training set pieces on a Friday because we have a game on Saturday. These guys invest time. For us, it's a bit difficult because probably you have 2 hours. So, but kama tunataka kufika Olympics,
and then we're not pros again, and all those things.
So coming back to Olympic, if you want us to go to the Olympics, for example, we need to start now investing time into such training methods.
Simon, let me ask you a question. Are we ever going to have pro
in the nation?
In terms of guys, they wake up, sleep.
It's possible. It's possible because if you look at it currently in some way, we can say hockey is semi-pro in some way. Because we have like Kenya Police. There are few. That's why I'm saying it's semi-pro in some way.
I heard rumors that KDF may be coming back.
Because kuna hiyo pia wanasema wanatengeneza their own AstroTurf. But if you look at it, unajua ukiangalia hata clubs like Strathmore and USIU, you can say it's semi-pro because students get scholarship through sport. So it's also a way of earning a living because instead of now being given cash, they are being given education instead. So we can get there, but it involves a lot of work in the sense that the sport first needs to be popular. To be popular to an extent where someone can walk in with cash and is willing to pay for let's say the entertainment value of the sport. You know, everything, even footballers are paid because they give an entertainment value. Okay? So if our sport does not have an entertainment value, then there is no need to invest in that sport. You remember Coril gave us all that talk about advertising value equivalent, aligning to the corporate world and all that. So we can get there. We have the potential to get there, but it's a lot of hard work. It's not as simple as you have to commit because you look at the work that goes around a sport like rugby, for example. Unakumbuka kwamba wakituambia it's a lot of hard work. You have to work together as a unit. That is the players, the clubs, the federation, everyone has to work together as a unit. And another thing that affects us is the culture. You know, in Kenya, we don't view sports as an income generator. Hata I'm sure ukiona kijana wako anacheza badala ya kufanya homework, unamwambianga fanya homework kwanza, uende ucheze. But you look at other countries that have now pros, unapata mtoto anaambiwa wewe enda utrain, but you also have to give the same effort kwa masomo. So unapata sasa hiyo club, the club is the one that is sponsoring this child to go to school. So they train, let's say they can train morning, and then now they go to school in the afternoon, or vice versa. But the child is being paid to play. They are not being paid to learn. So at a young age, yeah. We can't get there. We have the potential. But ni kazi mob, si kitu rahisi yenye. Ni from, let's tuanzia chini, from the player all the way to the government. Ni kazi mingi, yeah.
Now, hockey celebrated 100 years as an Olympic sport. This is way back in 2008. No. This is in the 2012 London Olympics. Now, and hockey was the third biggest sport in terms of ticket sales.
You know, hockey is a very, very popular sport.
Yeah.
Today we are having issues with Olympics. Huh? Yeah, hockey is a very, very popular sport. So it's the only thing that I think kwa hockey we haven't done quite well is we lagged behind in terms of marketing the sport. And I like the way FIH nowadays are doing their best to market the sport. Yeah, because the FIH Pro Leagues and all these international friendlies and televising it, it really helps. It really helps. And saizi at least hockey is becoming popular. We are seeing now stadiums filling up. But hockey is a very popular sport, especially when you go to a country like the US, in the high school games and college games, I feel hockey inachezwa. It's just that hata wewe saizi ukitaka kustream a game utapata, but kitambo 2-3 years ago you couldn't get a game. Unapata when they were bringing in a game at Super Sport, we were getting excited because kuna hockey game inakuwa aired at Super Sport.
Yeah.
Thanks Mark.
Mark siku hizi ako leo ako chonjo.
Bari kazi imeenda.
Hiyo imetoka. Hata asirudi. Now I was going to tell you the number of ticket sales that kuna mtungi hapa ya chai Mark. Tafadhali kujia nitakupatia ingine. In the 2012 Olympics, we sold 630,000 tickets.
630,000 tickets.
Yes.
Tufanye tu at a rate of how many pounds?
Tupige na 5 pounds. Say
tukiendelea. Haiwezi kwa 5 pounds. 15? Most tickets are usually 15 to 30 pounds.
Yeah. Let's do with 15. A lot of people love hockey.
Yeah.
A lot of people love hockey.
Hockey iko na mafans. You know, like in the country, ask anyone. Mwenye anatembeanga na hockey stick tao. Just ask anyone. Utapata mtu anajua hii ni hockey stick. Why? Because aliona mahali ama alikuwa high school ilicheza. Now, ebu imagine tungekuwa sasa tunaimarket such that mtu hata either kabla ingie high school ama akitoka high school they are still seeing the sport being played. Just imagine if we did that. There is no need of having big billboards and all those expensive things. No, just to make sure, like the way rugby did. And you said it, we have a circuit. For example, we had an Olympic day the other time. Was it on Thursday, Wednesday? I think it was this week too, Peter. We did nothing about it.
No, it was actually yesterday.
Yesterday? We did nothing about it.
We had Olympics.
Even sisi wenyewe, HOCKEYKE and Kenya, we failed.
We did nothing about it. But that is why we're having this show today. So better late than never. Today we're talking about hockey.
So if you go back to those tickets, and you look at it's the Olympics. The Olympics is a global event. In fact, a lot of people watch Olympics. More people watch the Olympics than the World Cup.
Because it has a variety. It's not just... In fact, football
had to beg, quote unquote, beg to be incorporated into Olympics. So football was not part of the Olympics.
And you know, for hockey, this is the most coveted medal in hockey. You can win Pro League, you can win these other things, but Olympics is the main.
See, hiyo ni try kusema ni kikombe kubwa kwa kuna kikombe. But it's a more prestigious event. I mean, let's be honest. In the FIH World Cup, the Olympics, which one will sell your name more?
Olympics, definitely. Yeah.
So which team do you think will have the day this time?
I don't know. Looking at squads, the other day, Thursday or Wednesday,
Yeah.
Belgium
Announced their squad.
We've had India, we've had Great Britain. Yesterday I was watching an HIA interview, FIH interview, sorry, with the captains for Australia. And you can see, Australia is really...
they want to come back.
They want to come back to the top. We were having a discussion on our WhatsApp group, and Mark was saying, we should have India and Pakistan. I would love to see India and Pakistan come back to their game because, imagine fusing the talent or the skills, which, I mean, let's be honest, even the other countries have tried their best to bring to match up. But just having India's skills and the format of play fused together, it will be a very interesting hockey to see.
Yeah, people at home, let us know. Who do you think will win the Olympic medal? My feeling is Belgium.
Belgium, eh?
Currently, that team is hard to beat. And I think they were trying out new players for the Euro hockey.
Yeah.
And still, even if they didn't win it, at least they performed well. But Belgium, your team si mchezo. Your team, it's not a joke.
Not a joke, eh?
Not a joke. And I'm sure they want to dominate everything.
Yeah.
So my pick is Belgium. I think Belgium will win it. But as Mark said, I would also love to see the likes of Australia, India and Pakistan back to the top.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Australia because they dominated for quite some time.
For quite a while.
And then they dropped off immediately, as in that fast.
And I expected them to, I thought at first, I don't know, but I thought they would have worked on their succession in terms of bringing in new breed of players into it. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but I highly suspect it's the transition that is affecting them.
Yeah, it's a transition. And speaking of Australia, they have a Pro League fixture.
Yes.
The men and the women. That fixture was postponed, was called off due to COVID.
Yes.
So the last weekend of the FIH Pro League games will be played in Perth, that is Australia. Hockey Australia will face Vantage Black Sticks. The Black Sticks are the New Zealanders.
The New Zealand, yeah.
Yeah.
Another great team, which just disappeared.
Yeah. And it will be 26th and 27th June 2021.
Yeah.
And it will be played at 6:30 a.m. CEST. I think that should be around 4 p.m. our time, 2 p.m., 4 p.m. I can't do the calculations well. Also, the ladies will play on the 26th and the 27th. Yeah, so let's have your predictions, Mzee. Who do you think will win for the men?
I'll go with Australia for the men.
Women. Oh, let's do the scores first. Men.
Hey, that's a tight game. My mind is telling me 2-1.
Men.
Yeah.
Women.
For the women, I'd love to go with the New Zealand's. But watching the captain yesterday, I would settle for a draw. Yeah. I would settle.
Those that they have 2 games, eh?
Yes. Yeah. For the first game, I would settle it for a draw. Eventually, I know I am vouching for the Black Sticks.
For the Black Sticks. The women, that is.
Yes.
My pick is for the men. I'll go for a crazy score.
Okay.
I'll go for a 4-3 Australia win.
But these teams, I feel like they have
the same
system of play. Yes, it is a derby. I know it is a derby.
Yeah, it's like Kenya v Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
And most guys who who are in New Zealand, for example, school in Australia.
Yeah.
It's like Namibia and South Africa.
And South Africa.
Yeah, people are shocked that
Or
Namibia...
Zimbabwe and South Africa.
People are shocked that Namibia beat South Africa, but they forget that most of the guys in Namibia school in South Africa.
South Africa.
So probably they are playing against their colleagues or schoolmates.
Yeah.
So for me, I think a 4-3 win to New Zealand, to Australia meant the first game.
Okay.
Then the second game, it will be a draw and probably a shootout. I don't know.
Okay.
But if they win the first game, I don't think they'll need to do a shootout. The women, I'm going for a 3-3 draw, first game.
At least there we agree.
The second game, I'm going for a New Zealand narrow 2-1 win. Yeah.
So this bench is for that. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, what you
your
think.
predictions are.
And thank you to Farhan Khan, who's watching.
Yeah.
And then Danko says for him in the Olympics, it will be Belgium, India, Netherlands. I think it's in order of medals. So Belgium gold, India silver, Netherlands bronze. But hapo kwa India nashuku.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I wanted to understand.
But
why
it's his
India.
prediction anyway.
Yeah. You know, I played with Danko back in high school. Anyway, that's a story for another day.
Now, mukidhania ati City Park ndio the only pitch yenye huwa inajaa maji kukinyesha, you'll be shocked.
Look at these images.
Look at these images. Barry, I don't know where Barry got this from, but it's a very, very interesting.
I even seeing that hockey stick. Is it a hockey stick? Or it's a hockey bag? No, it's not a hockey stick. It's just the pitch.
Yeah, so
completely flooded.
Njugush, tell us about the pitch.
So this pitch is it's owned by Lee Jaguar Hockey Club. This is in Belgium, and it was hurt by a very harsh weather condition, and it led to the pitch being waterlogged.
Yeah.
But that aside, members of the community around it and also of the club rallied together and they cleaned up the pitch, and now it is back to a good playing condition. Yeah.
So tuache kupiga kelele story ya City Pass.
Kija sisi wote tuchukue zinaitwa nini?
Lakini yao ilikuwa mbaya. Theirs was too bad because
too bad. It flooded.
It even had silt and mud
Yeah.
seeping into the...
But anyway, hata yetu tuambiane ukweli, ni venye tu hatukupata picha in good time leo kuzieka.
but I think let's say what it is. I mean, the government, the Ministry of Sports is letting us down.
Yeah.
Because proposals have been made, requests have been made multiple times.
Tunatengenezea kiwanja hapa juu Ngongwe.
But it's a Maram pitch. It's not an AstroTurf pitch.
Yeah.
It's a Maram pitch.
Yeah.
Hatuwezi kuwa tunarudi nyuma and the world is moving forward.
Moving forward, yeah.
The world now is looking at colored pitches.
Yeah.
We are seeing green,
We are
blue, you know.
We are now blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet we want to go back to Maram. I mean, come on government, mnatuangusha.
We can do better.
Si ati we can do better. Pesa iko ya kuleta hii kiwanja.
Hii 2 billion tunapoteza kila siku.
But you had the...
Tukiweka tu kwa kiwanja. Sisi hatutaki viwanja mingi.
We just want one pitch.
Tunataka tu ya Western Region moja. Coast tuwaekee moja. Central tuwaekee moja. Rift Valley tunaweza waekea 2 sababu ni kubwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hii story tuifunge. Nairobi tuziweke kama 3 kwa sababu hockey mingi inachezewa huko.
Yeah, when we went with the HOCKEYKE team to do the interviews for the under 21s, I had a conversation with the SG, and we were talking about the pitch, and he gave me the situation around the pitch, and the delay going about. Then
they had a budget of about
60 million
US dollars.
Yeah, no, is it 60 million Kenya shillings?
Yes.
To renovate and lay another
turf. Yeah. But the most expensive there was the laying of the turf.
Yeah, because they have to
dig out the whole thing.
The whole thing. They set up a new drainage system, a new.
Because even the current one had its faults.
Yes. Yeah. So I was having a conversation with him, and then I remember one of the comments that was made to the post here KHU when they posted that photo of the SG and the national team national team manager.
Team manager, yes.
Wawa.
Yeah.
And I saw very negative comments. Oh, it is a PR stunt. Oh, vitu nyingi tu, a lot of, let me not call it that name, but let me say a lot of negative comments.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, you've worked in offices and you have to go to see a government official. How long does it take to organize a meeting with a government official?
It takes a while.
It takes a while. Because we know how our government officials operate.
Yeah.
Okay? Number two, I asked myself, and I even asked Weekend all these questions. Did they waste their time to leave their offices and go there to try to push our cars to come even to the stadium to see the situation for himself? Because, I mean, we like complaining. When something is not done, we complain.
Yeah.
When at least there's something being done, we still complain and say, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
We understand it's difficult to satisfy humans, but at least let's try to give credit where it is due. Wamejaribu. Unaona? And uzuri wa watu kama wawa and wiki, it's people who are approachable. You can approach and ask.
Yeah.
There's no need of hiding behind a keyboard.
Yeah.
And
Even the president.
Even the president.
I mean, I've had sittings with him several times.
Just go ask, you know. Because one of the reasons why I've brought that up, yesterday at the office, we were watching the rally. We were idle during lunchtime. We decided to watch. Then among the comments, someone posted a video of wase wanduthi wakipita kwa track. And then there's a rally car coming.
Which is a wheelbarrow.
Then they
wakasema ni
wakagonga.
chama fulani.
Sasa, you see, so now what happened is people started asking, where did this happen? Which car? You know, it's a world event, but someone took a video from I don't know which country, which time, akapost.
Yeah.
So you see, according to the current event, people thought that it's an actual accident that happened.
Yeah. Yesterday there was only one.
It was on and wax ile akabras.
Yeah.
You see. So you look at the consequences of that comment, people started now rubbishing the organizers of the event.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. You see. So let's assume tungeanza kusema, hey, well done, at least we are trying, you know. What will happen? Positive vibes start happening.
Yeah.
And at least even someone who's from the outside can come and say, I can assist somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you start posting negative stuff, people will rubbish it. But anyway, moving on.
Yes. We're almost coming to a close. Thank you so much for all of you who are engaging with us on the different platforms. Let us quickly look at some of the events that are happening around the world.
Yeah, we have the Oceania Hockey Federation.
Yes.
Together with their key partners are moving quickly to get the support for the development programs operational in both Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu. We played, our young boys played against Vanuatu back in 2018.
Yeah. Was it 2018?
Yeah, it was 2018 when they went to represent Africa in the Youth Olympics.
Yeah.
And nakumbuka vijana wa Vanuatu tuliwatuanga vizuri. I think we beat them. Mark, was it 7-0 or 8-0? Something.
5-0.
10. 5-0. Yeah. So the celebrations for the Olympic Day, which have been in the past, have been solely based around hockey promotion and values, have this year been enriched by the Hook Info health partners, providing health and well-being input into the activities. So there will also be employment opportunities for the local personnel, which are about to be advertised on Facebook and through other channels. So you see, the Federation is trying various ways to engage people to come into the sport, as well as provide employment opportunities. I think we've mentioned that in our previous shows, where you try to exploit every avenue in the sport. Do you have any other news?
The Indo-Pan American Cups for the men and women. The schedule is out there, and I'm sure you can see it also on our screen. There we have the different pools for the different teams that are playing. They'll be played between
June 25th.
starting from June 25th, yes, which is today, right? No, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
which was June 25th, and they ran through to that is June 27th. Yes.
And then apart from the 2004 and 2008 editions, the winner, including the runners-up of each of the tournament, that is the Pan American Cup, was awarded an automatic berth into the men's and women's Indoor Hockey World Cup as the continental champion.
Yeah.
Let me ask, should we have an indoor league in Kenya?
Kama ligi inatusumbua.
Bana. Indoor zinahitaji tu hall.
But you
Na
see,
hall ziko.
again, it goes back to the organization. Are we ready for it?
Another question,
Yeah.
based on that, is it a good idea to privatize some leagues?
In the sense of?
In the sense of, we can have a company, let's say Njuguna and Sons Inc., approach the federation and say, we have this idea, and we would like to be given permission to run our league. But of course, the watchdog and policies have to be controlled by the federation.
Yeah.
So that the sport is growing and the sport is being run and the federation is involved, but the league is run by a private one.
Yeah.
So other than having the normal KHU league,
Yeah.
we can be having short-term leagues, let's say the indoor hockey league,
Yeah.
that is run by a corporate. And of course,
In collaboration.
in collaboration with
Okay.
KHU.
That's possible. That's possible. Yeah.
Because I mean, for the indoor, we just need a hall. Na hall ziko mingi.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
I mean, off my mind, I can think of Bomas of Kenya. They have a very beautiful, big hall. The Moi stadium is also good. It has a very good, where the basketball is played. They have a very good.
We have YMCA.
And you only need 5 aside. YMCA is there. I mean, they have several.
Yeah, schools, even schools
Gymkhana.
themselves.
Yeah.
Schools themselves have good halls.
Yeah.
Indoor halls for sports.
For sports, yeah.
I mean, look at where table tennis, the likes of table tennis, badminton, they're played in
In the halls.
the halls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an idea. Tuna share ideas. We are sharing ideas with you. Probably you can explore. But I'd like to see an indoor league. An indoor league.
To be an interesting one.
Yeah, it would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always have several pieces of stories that you do off this live show. One of them is my story. When are we expecting the next one?
We are due to record. We were due to record last weekend, but unfortunately, one of us crew members
Had a personal issue. Yeah.
We are planning to do it either next week or the other weekend.
Okay.
So unfortunately, guys, this month you don't have my story.
Okay. But you can get the others on your YouTube page.
Yeah, on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
We also do interviews.
Okay.
And we're also trying to do interviews. But one thing I like to urge most of the players and coaches, not only for HOCKEYKE or Hockey Kenya,
Yeah.
we also have Kikwetu, we have Magongo, we have KTN, Citizen. Be available for those interviews.
Yeah.
Because that's how we get to sell you as a player, you as a coach, your club, and also the sport.
Yeah.
Be available. It's good to be interviewed. I mean, you are getting free publicity as well. You know, I love interacting with people in the sport.
Yeah.
Because all these ideas we get even for our shows, they do come from them.
From them, yeah.
And if they are available, they can also share their stories. For example, a story at Lucy inspired a lot of girls who are in the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, last weekend.
Yeah, with Clementine.
Even Clementine, we are sure.
Yeah.
You look at those, and they inspire you. How many messages do we get on a daily basis that we used to play hockey, I want to come back and play hockey based on the interviews?
On the interviews that
you do.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have the My Story show in 2 weeks' time or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And if you missed Captains of the Game yesterday, head over to Hockey Kenya Facebook and YouTube page. You'll be able to get there. Thank you so much for those who really engaged.
Yeah, we have a comment, Jugush,
Yes.
from Kyle Cameron.
Yes.
The comment says, more than willing to help Kenya start running an indoor league. Did so when I was in South Africa. Karibu sana, yeah. Come in and help us start an indoor.
He should send you a DM so that we can have
Yes,
this discussion.
send a DM
Yeah.
either to our page, Hockey Kenya, HOCKEYKE, or personally, Simon Insky, or to John Juguna, and we see what we can do. Because I'd love to have an indoor
hockey,
season, not hockey, an indoor season.
Indoor season.
Yeah, for example, like right now when the under-21s are using City Park, we can have an indoor league that is running.
That's a good idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Also, remember, we usually have 2 rainy seasons. And most of the time during the rainy seasons, the most matches are called off.
Yeah.
So we can have breaks in between, and then we say, for example, if the rains are March to March, April, those 2 months, we can have an indoor league circuit.
Yeah.
And then September and October, you know, kawaida, we all know September, October, the rains are there, and they usually disrupt the matches.
Yeah.
Then you can have the second leg of the indoor season being played during that time.
Yeah.
And I think it can work. Because most of the countries that play indoor, they also do it during the winter period.
But even expenses, because I'm sure indoor hockey has a specific stick, right?
Yeah, but you see, we can't give excuses.
Today I was coming thinking, I think we need to petition the government through the Ministry of Sports to just find a way of giving favorable taxes
to the sports equipment.
Not just hockey, but all sports equipment.
I remember there was such a discussion. I remember presidents of the federations at one time had that, they had a seminar, the IOC seminar, and that question was raised about sports equipment and why they are highly taxed. At least they were petitioning and requesting the government to zero rate most of the stuff. Because like a goalkeeper's equipment in hockey can go...
But I always wonder, why can't we make it here locally?
That's another good question, because Jackie Mwangi, the national team coach, the women's national team coach, asked the same question. We were just having a random discussion, and she asked, why can't we make our own?
Yeah, because we can.
We can.
Yeah.
The problem we have in our country, I didn't want to say Africa, but in our countries, we tend to trust
what comes from outside.
What comes from outside more than what we have here.
And it doesn't mean that, what comes from outside
is bad.
Is bad,
But you remember we have that campaign, is it Buy Kenya, Sell Kenya? Is it Sell Kenya, Buy Kenya? Something like that. Because you look at jersey, for example, we have teams that import a jersey.
Yet we can make them
locally. We can make them locally.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for us to wrap this show. We have some tea here. Danko, karibu sana. Unakaribishwa kunywa chai. Wacha niwekee Saimo.
Hii mzinga hii ya chai. And thanks for everyone who's watching. We are so sorry. We know sometimes we speak in our local dialect and we have guys abroad who are watching us. So we'll try as much as possible to stay to talk in English so that all of us can understand. At the same time, we also do apologize for the technical difficulties we've received today.
With sound.
With sound. No problem. It's Danko is telling us it's Buy Kenya, Build Kenya.
Yes.
Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. Thanks Danko for the correction.
Anyway, and this tea is courtesy of SK Guest House. You need to pass by here and enjoy some, not just some good tea that we are having. Saimo had some samosa earlier, and they have a variety of foods here. And you can also, if you're looking for a staycation, vile watu wameenda Naivasha, wewe unaweza kuja tu hapa ulale. And have a good night.
Most of the time when people are looking for a place to stay in town, they usually go downtown. But you see, downtown, it's noisy.
A lot of...
Just come to Upper Hill here. Especially if you're coming for a work-related tour, this is the perfect place because they also have conferencing facilities. They have projectors, they have free internet to use. The rooms here are very nice and clean for you to sleep in. And as you've said, I mean, if ukipewa kitu kama hii, you can't go wrong with such a thing. Yeah. So HOCKEYKE Guest House, they are our main sponsor. And we're also looking for guys to support the show. We're also willing to partner with you. We need guys to support the show. So in case you want to come in and support us, you can give us a call. I'm sure Mark is displaying the number on the screen, or you can DM us on our pages. Also, make sure you watch Captains of the Game. This month's edition is Clementine Nyongesa. Yeah.
On our Facebook page, that is Hockey Kenya, or you can go to our YouTube page, that is the Hockey Republic.
Yeah. And you can also follow HOCKEYKE on all platforms. We are everywhere, including TikTok. And you can also go there to our YouTube page to watch the exclusive interviews we do. And from our producer, Marco Charo, our social media manager, Tasha, we also do live tweets on our Twitter pages. In case probably you're not able to view the show, you can also read the live tweets, or you can go back and read them. Thank you very much, Tasha, for the good job. Until next weekend, guys. Bye-bye. Cheers and have a nice one.